What we see in movies can get into our DNA. It can form how we see each other. It shapes our thoughts and our ideas. And the examples that I'm going to use now are the films I grew up watching and the kind of ideas Bollywood was feeding me with. I must say, not much has changed in the present times. In fact, now women are objectified even more. I'm always devastated to see women's representation in Bollywood movies. Well, to start with, as a woman, I feel embarrassed to see item numbers. I find them derogatory for womankind. Women around me are doctors, engineers, architects, scientists, teachers, writers, painters, homemakers, gym instructors. They own businesses. I do not know a single woman who dresses up like that and dances on some sleazy item songs. I don't understand how does one fathom the idea of showing women in that light in every movie? That makes me wonder what kind of background do the filmmakers come from? When it comes to women, Bollywood gets more carnal than cerebral. And then there is this another extreme shown in Indian shows and films, which is that of the subservient Pativrata Nari. Women who are devoted to their husbands, and that is their job. In the movie Darr, Juhi Chawla has a stalker. Whenever she sees him, she starts screaming, never getting into any sort of action. If not strength, then catching him using her wit. But then her character has to cater to the category which is overdone in Bollywood. The damsel in distress. The hero has got to save her. When I saw that movie, I really hope that one day I will find a Sunny Deol who will save me from all my problems. But then life taught me that A, there is only one Sunny Deol, and B, one has got to find their own strength and 2.5 kilo ka hath to fight issues. We don't need a hero. We just need to become one. In Hum Apke Hain Kaun, Nisha mentions she is doing computer engineering. And this is one of the rare movies where we know that the girl is educated and then she gets ready to marry a man to take care of his child. Why, I thought? Because I'm raised by strong men, my father, my brothers, who showed me that men are more than capable of raising kids, caretaking, cooking, and also earning. Otherwise, Bollywood movies were teaching me that men who pick up guns and get into physical fights are strong men. That kind of portrayal is very unfair for men. You know, I did my early schooling in very small towns. You wouldn't even have heard their names. But one thing was always common. Girls around me were extremely competitive, school toppers. None of them ever mentioned that they might or might not work. Do men ever think like that? I will get educated, but let me see if I want to work. Now, the men in movies are shown as ambitious, wanting to become rock stars, astronauts, leaving their jobs to pursue their passions. The three idiots are also men, and women characters are just their love interests. Even in the so called modern and the game changing movie of Bollywood, Dil Chahta Hain. Yes, a great movie. But hello, the main female characters, apart from being confused about who they want to marry, what is their education, identity, dreams, aspirations, achievements, passions, how do they earn a living? And I always wondered, why don't the female characters in Bollywood movies ever study and have a job? Why is there no other dimension to their life than dancing and being focused on finding love? I mean, we have better things to do in our lives, you know. As a little girl, I craved to see movies with brave, smart, goal oriented, career minded women who are happy to speak up and stand up to guys and big dogs. Women who are wanting to make a positive difference in the world. Haven't the movie makers met any such girls? Because the world is full of them. Let the little girls idolize these women whose values are important and whose stories are important. If you're showing just one perspective in every movie, then you are saying that the other perspective is not important to be shown. I mean, there are exceptions, but they are very few, and exceptions prove the rule. Give little kids an opportunity to be inspired by the female characters. In the present time, Bollywood shows liberated women like this, wearing short, tight clothes, high heels, trendy hairstyles, drink, smoke, and using cuss words. That is a very superficial and shallow way to portray today's woman. A look at Piku would be nice. Piku is the exact version of today's woman. She's rebellious, career minded, says what she wants to say, independent, financially as well, takes care of her parents, she's single, and please, she's not a virgin. Throughout the movie, she's dressed in very decent and graceful attires. And yet, she's the most modern woman that at least I have seen in films. And even if women are shown in main powerful roles, then look at the way they are dressed. Cops. This is the real Gulabi gang that fights against domestic violence in Uttar Pradesh. And this is how Bollywood shows it, with full makeup and hair done. Do some justice to these powerful women and professions. Show them as real humans, not dolls. We definitely need diversity in Bollywood movies, and that means being inclusive of not just women, but also of people with disabilities, diseases, different sexualities, sizes, skin colors, and age groups. Change will happen when people like you and I start objecting to this kind of portrayal of women and deny to watch 60-year-old heroes dancing with 16-year-old heroines. Women's representation in Bollywood filmmaking needs to get better too. How many of the directors, producers, writers are females? There are very few. What is the film industry doing to include more women in various jobs? I hope things improve and we get to watch great women characters in this lifetime. I yearn to be a Bollywood child and hopefully it will be nurturing for all its children.